Hey, welcome back to my channel and another Valorant guide. For this video, I want to help you guys set up the perfect mouse sensitivity. By following the steps in this video, I promise your aim will most likely improve in Valorant. So let me just quickly mention that your sensitivity will most likely differ from everyone else, so don't fret if yours is not exactly what the pros are doing. However, there are a few settings you will want to adjust, so let me explain. Alright, so step one, we're going to have to adjust some built-in Windows mouse settings. So to do this, we're going to want to go to the start button at the bottom left and type mouse, then go into mouse settings. On the right side of the menu where it says related settings, click additional mouse options, then go to pointer options. In the motions tab, select the pointer speed dial and move it to the 6th notch right in the center. Next, just uncheck enhance pointer precision, and then after this you should be done, so click apply, then OK and close out. So for step 2, you're going to want to check what mouse you own. Depending on which one you own, each brand will most likely have their own built-in software to change the mouse settings. So for me, I own a Razer Mamba Elite, so I utilize Razer Synapse to tweak everything. So in our respective program, we are going to want to adjust what is referred to as DPI, or dots per inch. This term is simply a calculation determining the amount of pixels that move on your mouse screen per inch. On Wikipedia, we can see that there's an overwhelming amount of CSGO professionals that either use 400 or 800 DPI. I am simply referencing them by what is most popular, not exactly what is optimal. So in your case, try to play with those two DPIs at first to see how comfortable those are, but if it isn't working out, feel free to increase or decrease it as you please. For step 3, once we set up our DPI, we're going to want to open up Valorant and go to our general settings. Here we will adjust our in-game sensitivity and our scope sensitivity. If you set your mouse to a high DPI, then generally your sensitivity value should be lower and vice versa. So for me, I set my DPI to 400 and my in-game sensitivity to 1.33. Together, these two numbers calculate what is referred to as eDPI, or effective dots per inch. To simply calculate this number, take your DPI and multiply it by your in-game sensitivity. My current eDPI is at a value of 532, which is surprisingly lower than the average player, but that just works for me. As for your scope sensitivity multiplier, generally a flat value of 1 is pretty standard. When it comes to moving your mouse, your sensitivity should be fast enough to do a complete 180-degree turn with ease like I'm doing now. Depending on the size of your mouse pad, table, etc., you might need to adjust your settings accordingly. You should be able to smoothly move your arm from left to right without needing to thrust or move your wrist when looking around. So after you've dabbled with your DPI and in-game sensitivity and you found something that relatively feels clean and comfortable to use, the last step, you're going to want to begin practicing against target bots in the shooting range. This step is where you are definitely going to be spending most of your time. So to adjust the difficulty, simply press F3 by default controls to open the menu. Once you click start, 30 training bots will randomly spawn one by one for you to score headshots. When you are practicing with this new sensitivity, always start your reticle in the center of the shooting range and reset to that center point every time you kill a bot, just like how I'm doing it. I also highly recommend you start on easy and use a sheriff or a ghost to test your accuracy. If one mode begins to feel easy, try and raise the difficulty to either medium or possibly even hard. While you're doing this, I strongly recommend downloading any screen recording application to review your footage, such as OBS, XSplit, or Fraps to name a few. This is extremely useful because you can help analyze whether you are under or over aiming. Under-aiming generally occurs when your crosshair is aiming to the direction of a bot but is not exactly reaching their head in time. Usually this means your sensitivity is too low. On the other hand, over-aiming happens when your crosshair is going past the target you are trying to shoot. Then it is likely your sensitivity is too high. Keep doing this and practice. Dabble with your sensitivity a little bit through trial and error, and eventually you'll find a sweet spot that works. I want to emphasize that you will not learn this overnight, so you will most likely have to revisit this multiple times to see any sort of improvement in Valorant in the long term. Alright guys, that about wraps it up for today's video. I hope this guide was helpful, and if it was, please go ahead and hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content. If you have any questions below, or video suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. I also stream a lot on Twitch, so come by and say hi. Anyways, till next video. Later.